The pale golden light of the afternoon filtered through the white lace curtains of the small house in Charleston, South Carolina. 78-year-old Isabel Carter sat silently at her kitchen table, the same table that was once surrounded by laughter, Sunday dinners, and the clinking of cutlery. Now the silence wrapped around her like a thick fog. She looked at the photograph in her hands, her late husband Henry, tall and proud in his uniform, smiling from a time that seemed like another life. Across the room, her daughter, Laura Carter, dressed in an impeccable navy blue pantsuit, adjusted her purse nervously. Her braided hair was tied up in a bun, and her polished shoes softly echoed against the tiled floor as she paced back and forth. Isabel lifted her gaze, her voice as gentle as the breeze outside. "You're quiet today?" Laura hesitated. "Mom, I need you to start packing. We're leaving tomorrow morning." Isabel blinked, confused. "Packing? Where are we going?" There was a pause. Laura didn't meet her mother's eyes at first. "To a place where you'll be more comfortable, with more support and people around. It's time." The words fell like stones in the room. Isabel's eyes, still sharp despite the years, narrowed. "You're taking me to a nursing home, aren't you?" "No," Laura replied too quickly. It's just," she sighed, dropping the pretense. "I just think it's for the best, Mom. You've been too alone. It's not safe, and I can't be here all the time." Isabel stood slowly, her hands trembling as she grasped the edge of the table to steady herself. "So now I'm just a burden," she said, her voice breaking. "You're not a burden," Laura insisted, her voice shaking. "I'm doing this because I love you. I want you to be okay." Isabel shook her head, her heart heavy. "I raised you. I gave up an entire future, and now you repay me by taking away the only home I've ever known." The argument ended not with shouting, but with silence. Isabel turned away, her heart shattered, and went to her room. She opened her old suitcase and began packing slowly, methodically, as if she were preparing for the end. What Laura didn't know, what Isabel would never say out loud, was how deep her loneliness had become, how her knees ached at night, and how sometimes she wished Henry would come back and take her with him. She had always been proud, strong, independent. She would not cry now. But as she packed her favorite shawl, her old Bible, and a small ceramic bird Laura had made for her when she was 7, the tears came anyway. That night, she slept in intervals, waking up to memories, regrets, and the echo of the word burden. The morning dawned gray and cool. Laura helped her into the car, her movements gentle, but Isabel remained silent. Her suitcase sat in the back seat, filled with pieces of a life she did not want to leave behind. They drove for hours. The road stretched long and quiet. Laura tried to start conversations, but Isabel only answered in monosyllables, her gaze fixed on the passing landscape. When they turned off the main road onto a gravel path lined with trees and wildflowers, Isabel tensed. "Where are we?" she asked. "You'll see," Laura replied, forcing a smile. Isabel looked out the window. No large buildings, no signs of a nursing home, only woods and distant hills. As the car slowed down, Isabel braced herself. Then she saw it. At the end of the road, beside a shimmering quiet lake, stood a house. Not just any house. She caught her breath. Blue shutters, a wide porch with rocking chairs, flower boxes overflowing with marigolds. Every detail was familiar, impossibly familiar. She had drawn that house in a notebook almost 40 years ago when Henry was still alive and they dreamed of retiring by a lake. But they had sold the land when money ran short to pay for Laura's education. That dream had died, or so she thought. She got out of the car, her trembling hand gripping the door for support. This can't be." Laura walked around the car, tears brimming in her eyes. "It's real, Mom. I found the original property listing. I bought it back. I used your old sketches to restore it." Isabel turned to her daughter, her voice barely a whisper. "But why?" Laura stepped closer. placing her hands over her mother's. "Because you gave up everything for me. You sold your dream so I could have mine. I wanted to give you back a part of it." Isabel couldn't speak. Her throat closed with emotion. She looked at the house again, the wind chimes dancing in the breeze, the windows open, letting in the sunlight. Suddenly, the years of sadness, sacrifice, and silence melted away. Inside the house, the scent of polished wood and fresh paint filled the air. A handmade quilt rested over the sofa. On the mantelpiece was a framed photograph, Henry holding baby Laura, smiling like a proud father. Isabel walked slowly through each room, her hands caressing the furniture, her heart beating fast. In the back room, a rocking chair stood by the window overlooking the lake. Isabel touched it and felt a part of her return. She turned towards Laura, who waited silently behind her. "I thought you didn't love me anymore." Laura's voice broke. "Mom, I have always loved you. I just didn't know how to show it until now." Isabel opened her arms and Laura fell into them. They hugged tightly, finally closing the distance between them. The story of Isabel and Laura leaves us with a powerful lesson about love, gratitude, and the value of sacrifices. Throughout life, we often take for granted the things our parents gave up for us. Sleepless nights, opportunities they passed up, dreams they tucked away so we could build ours. Yet true love expects no rewards. It simply seeks to give without measure. Isabel believed her time had passed, that life was pulling her away from her home and her identity. But her daughter showed her that dreams don't disappear. They simply wait for the right moment to bloom again. The greatest gift we can offer those who gave us everything is to return to them, even if only a fragment of what they sacrificed for us. This story invites us to reflect. How many times have we let time and routine distance us from those who love us most? How many times have we thought it was too late to recover something that seemed lost? Perhaps like Isabel, many of our loved ones still long for a gesture, a word, or a moment that makes them feel their love and effort were not in vain. Let's not wait until it's too late to give back some of the happiness they gave us. If this story moved you and made you reflect, we invite you to be part of this community of tales full of emotions and teachings. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any stories, and leave us your comment. What has been the greatest sacrifice someone has made for you? Share your experience, and let's continue building together a space where stories unite us and remind us what truly matters in life. See you in the next story.